Yeah. Okay, so welcome everyone. And I hope you're all doing well. Very close again.
To go close?
Otherwise, no, just closer to me. Otherwise, I feel it's so cold. Okay, yeah, your face is not there for the moment. Welcome everyone to session 4, which is halfway. It's a actually a very interesting session in the sense that session 4 and 5, that's when we're in the middle. Maybe I shouldn't tell you what normally happens. I'll just leave it so that you can really have your own full experience. What I do ask from you guys today is to be open and to really say what you are thinking or feeling or experiencing when we get to the inquiry, the questioning part. So be open. There's no judgment. There's no right or wrong answer. And we're really curious to see what happens around 4 and 5, the special time. Not because of the specific content of now, but because of the way you are in the process, the training. So please feel free to be open and very brutally honest. Okay, so we're going to start with a sitting meditation for half an hour. This is the fuller sitting meditation. Last time we did a sitting meditation, a shorter version, but today we'll do half an hour, and then we'll take it from there. So you're sitting comfortably. We're going to start this meditation by bringing awareness to our posture, how we're sitting. First, I'll ask you to put your legs firmly on the ground and not to cross your legs. You can rest your arms wherever comfortable to you. Please try also not to cross your arms. Your back straight, but not stiff. Allow your shoulders to drop. Hold your head up, but not too much. You can just also tuck your chin in a little bit. And now I'm going to ask you to bring your awareness to your breath. Starting with the sensations of your breath in your tummy. Notice how your stomach moves in and out with every breath you take. Notice how your stomach expands with every in-breath and contracts with every out-breath. Notice the pauses between the end of each out breath and the beginning of each new breath, and the pauses between the end of each in breath and the beginning of an out breath. And remember, you can always use your breath as the anchor for your attention. So anytime your attention is distracted, you can always bring it back to the present moment by focusing on your breath. And now I invite you to bring your attention to the rest of your body. Pay attention to the physical sensations that you feel in your body. We're going to do that by scanning our body. So you can start from the top of your head and you scan your body slowly right down to the toes. And as you scan, be aware of the physical sensations that are in your body. What physical sensations are your body parts experiencing? Are you feeling cold in some places? Or maybe feeling hot in other places? Do you perhaps feel tingling sensations in some places? And now I specifically invite you to bring your attention to the parts of your body that may be feeling uneasy or stressed or painful or uncomfortable. In other words, please bring your attention to the parts of the body that do not feel pleasant at this moment. Stay with that unpleasantness. Experience it. What does it feel like? And as you stay with this unpleasant sensation, at the same time, try to notice what your reaction is to this unpleasant sensation. What is your reaction to this unpleasant physical sensation? Is your reaction to embrace and accept this unpleasant sensation? Or do you feel an aversion? You feel resistance towards this unpleasant sensation? Notice what your natural reaction is towards this unpleasant physical sensation. Thoughts may come and go. That is the nature of the mind. Try to be aware when your thoughts drift away and gently bring them back to your anchor, your breath. We are now going to breathe into these unpleasant physical sensations and then breathe out from them. Breathe into the unpleasant physical sensations and then we breathe them out. And now I'd like you to bring your attention or to expand your attention to your entire body again. So that the unpleasant physical sensations are a part of a whole. Imagine you are cradling all your physical sensations in one, and the unpleasant physical sensations were just a part of this big bag of physical sensations. So zoom out. Be aware of your physical sensations in general, the pleasant ones, the unpleasant ones, and the neutral ones. And now I invite you to bring your awareness to your hearing, your sense of hearing. We are now going to explore the sounds around us. Starting with the sounds produced by our own bodies. Bring your attention to the sounds your own body is producing. Can you hear yourself breathing? Can you hear your stomach rumbling maybe? Now we bring our attention to the sounds immediately around us, in this room, for example. Starting with the obvious sounds in the room. To the more subtle sounds in this room. What are you hearing? Now we expand our hearing to the sounds outside this room. Notice how these sounds outside the room, how they start, how they develop, and perhaps how they progress or end. Notice how the sounds outside the room, how some of them are perhaps loud and others are faint. Notice the pitch in those sounds. Perhaps try to expand your awareness to sounds even further than you had already. Perhaps on the road, beyond the road, maybe up in the sky. What do you hear? And now I'd like you to try to explore silence. Is there silence? Now I'd like to invite you to bring your awareness back to yourself. And this time to pay attention to your thoughts, if any. It might be helpful to imagine that your thoughts are clouds or birds in the vast and immense sky. And these birds or clouds are floating or flying around. And you just observe them. Allow them to pass through. As you gently observe them passing through. Try not to judge your thoughts, but just to let them be and let them pass through. Remember, you are not your thoughts, and your thoughts are not facts. They're just thoughts, a natural part of the mind. Just observe them and let them go. And in the last few minutes of this sitting meditation, I invite you to bring your attention back to your anchor, which is your breath. Wherever you feel it the most. Could be in your stomach or your chest, or perhaps the up and down movement of your shoulders as you breathe. Your nostrils. Try to choose one anchor point and keep your attention there as you observe your breath. When you're ready, you can move, stretch yourself, and open your eyes. Okay, to put this one here so that the sound can be picked up. Okay, so now we're going to have the inquiry, and I'd like to encourage you guys to feel free and open to share your experiences. So the first question is, what were your experiences during this sitting meditation?
I can start. It was I think maybe 10 or 15 minutes of the meditation, somewhere in the middle. And I thought, wow, that feels good. So compared to the previous times when we were meditating differently, meditation, walking meditation, I was still busy with my head. And I was, wow, it feels good. I don't think about anything, and just almost not on the verge of falling asleep, but not really, So it's like, yeah, maybe that's what everyone talks about. That's how it feels when you don't think about anything, when you're just really sort of with yourself, with your body, with the sounds around. So that was a very remarkable notice to myself. Like, yeah, okay, that feels different with the previous times. So that felt at some point really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, yeah, that's it, probably.
And when you say it felt good, what felt good exactly?
Not to think about anything, and just, yeah, I truly felt like my body was relaxing, like my mind was relaxing. And the worries were not there, the just everyday thoughts were not there, nothing like to-do list was not there anymore, the agenda. It was for a while, not the whole meditation, I should say, but it was this like maybe 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in the middle, where I felt like, yeah, I like it.
Okay. Okay, so you had this moment in the middle where it felt good.
Yeah.
And is that also a physical sensation, that feeling good?
Yeah, because I was close to falling asleep almost. So then I thought, like, okay, that's maybe the good sign to my brain that, oh, everything is relaxing, the mind is relaxing, the body is relaxing now. You just let it all go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, it's the physical feeling. Oh, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And outside of this moment, what did you experience?
No, well, yeah, the sounds I found myself focusing on the meditation itself and what you're saying, much more focused. So I was indeed paying attention to the sounds of the body, to the sounds in the room, outside the room. So my thought was more present. Let's say it was not. I was not like fighting to catch the same. To bring myself back to the room, to the meditation. I was. I don't know, maybe 60% there.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's a lot because the previous times I was really like struggling to meditate and to get into meditation mode.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of progression for myself in that regard.
Okay. And did you have any kind of emotional feelings, emotional sensations that you experienced?
No, not really. Not as I can really think of it.
Would you say that you were emotionally neutral? Or?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
I was more or less in balance. Well, if I can say that, in balance with my thoughts, with my mind. And that's exactly probably what felt good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No.
Okay. Would someone else like to share their experience during the sitting meditation?
Yeah, I could go. I found it very difficult, actually. When you said a sitting meditation, that already scares me because I have a lot of issues with my back, and it's actually takes a lot more effort for me to sit than to just lie down. So I was like, oh my gosh, 30 minutes sitting, that really freaks me out. So I kind of freaked myself out. And I noticed I was getting like, oh my gosh, my neck is heavy. I just want to lie down, and I noticed that I was freaking out a bit. Yeah. So when you said sort of like lean into the pain or just like lean into the things that feeling uncomfortable, that sort of I had that aversion reaction, like, oh my gosh, if I do that, my neck is really gonna hurt. And yeah, so it was not easy for me.
How did you deal with well, first of all, with the thoughts of, half an hour of sitting? And okay, let's start with that. How did you deal with those thoughts?
I noticed when I could concentrate on something, it was better. So if you said concentrate on your breathing or concentrate on the sounds, then if I did that, it was better. But I needed to get out of that cycle of, oh no, I'm sort of freaking out. My back hurts, my neck hurts. Yeah.
Okay. And how did you notice you were freaking out? What?
I could feel it, and I felt my breath change. Just become like I needed to slow it down because I felt like it was getting too quick. So I needed to take deeper breaths and longer and like more drawn out, more exaggerated. Yeah.
So you noticed heart palpitations, perhaps, which is a very normal reaction in that situation. Did you notice anything else? Maybe tension in your body somewhere?
Not necessarily.
Did you experience the actual pain that you were anticipating?
I didn't feel any pain. I felt a sort of heaviness, like with my neck. I feel that my head is heavy when I have to sit like this. And actually, I did this whole revalidation for my back. It was sort of a month-long process, and they taught us there that it actually takes a lot of tension in your body, to sit up straight. So that is not easy. That is not an easy thing to do, to sit up straight. And they actually taught us, you can slouch a little, you can, that's much easier on your body than to sit up straight. So the thought of having to sit up straight in a straight posture is like very scary to me.
Okay. And then you referred to the parts when I asked you to breathe into the discomfort and to stay with it.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
I didn't. I noticed that aversion that you were talking about. I tried to do it, but then I felt like I was just sort of freaking out more. So I needed to concentrate on something. So I needed to concentrate more on just the breath.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you took your focus to the breath.
Yeah.
And did that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And also as a reminder to everyone, in mindfulness, we also learn to take care of ourselves. So you take care of yourself, and if you're not comfortable, you can always lie down.
Okay.
So the next time, you can always lie down or even stand up.
Yeah.
Or slouch your back, like you said. That all of that is fine because it's part of taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Self-care. Yeah. Okay, and then outside of this, the aversion part, did you experience anything else?
I mean, I've felt my thoughts going away, definitely, on things that I needed to do, and started going through my head of things that I needed to do. So I definitely felt that. But I like when you said, think of your thoughts as clouds or like, just going by. So you just sort of tack a thought to each cloud and let it go by. That's a helpful image for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you started to think about what you have to do later, were you aware that your attention had gone there, that your thoughts had gone to planning? You were aware?
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you manage to bring your attention back to the exercise or to the
just
body?
Focus on the body, focus on the breathing, or with what part you were trying to focus on your voice. Yeah.
Okay. Did that work?
Sometimes.
Okay. And the other times?
Yeah, sometimes not.
Sometimes you came back on focusing on the
Or
body.
sometimes I came back and then I went away.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Okay, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, today is not the best day for me. So it was harder than normal to focus or not focus.
Do you mind speaking a bit louder?
Yeah. What do you want me to say?
To share your experience. What did you observe? What was going on with you during the exercise?
I have this migraine. I take pills, but it's still there. So it doesn't go completely away. It's bearable, but it's still there. So when you said focus on your pain, and I embrace it and I accept it because it's with me the whole day. So imagine if I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I also have a lot of things to do. So today I was struggling to stay with what you were saying, but I managed. But then I heard a phone over there. I don't know if you also heard that. And I was like, oh yes, I have to do this, and I have.
Oh, remind.
Yeah. But yeah.
So your thoughts were going into the plans, things you have to do today, this week perhaps. And were you aware when your thoughts went away?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. And did you manage to come back to whatever we were focusing on in the meditation?
Yeah, but then I went again, and then I came back, and then I went, and it was like back and forth.
Yeah. Well, the beauty is in starting again. The beauty is in finding your anchor all the time. So it's normal that thoughts come, and that's the normal functioning of the brain, of the mind. And the beauty is that you are aware that that's happening, and it's not just an automatic thing that's happening to you, but you're aware, okay, now my thoughts are in the plans for this afternoon. Okay, now I choose to come back to the breath, or I choose to come back to the sounds.
Usually I can do that very easily, but today it's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot of things I need to do, and also with my migraine, and also my eyes are watery, and it's a lot. So it's more difficult than usual for me.
And that,
yeah, it's okay. I also know that today it's like this, tomorrow it will be better. Yeah, it's fine.
And that difficulty, you say it's difficult for me. Do you mean emotionally? Do you mean physically? Or otherwise?
I guess both.
Mentally, maybe?
Yeah, mentally, because I have to, I feel like I have to do something else that's thinking about those things, that I shouldn't be thinking about those things now. And yeah, and it's also painful. Like the pain is there. It's a bit far, but still there. And yeah, it's not. You don't feel fully yourself, right? When you have a pain like that. So it's also, I don't know. I guess yeah, more difficult to do everything that you normally do.
Mm. Yeah. And the migraine, you said that you have a migraine. How did you deal with that during the meditation?
I accept it. So I learned that when I had to deliver my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get any painkiller because it was not available. The person who had to give it to me at the hospital on that day. So I learned to feel the pain and really say, okay, it's there. It's okay. Continue. And that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that it's not going to stay like this forever. So I just need to accept it and wait for when it will go away.
Mm-hmm. Is that, do you notice a pattern in your life? That this is your natural reaction to unpleasant experiences in your life, that you accept them and you accept that they're not here forever.
Yeah, it is. It is. I accept them, not like in a passive way. Like if there is anything I can do to change it, I do it.
Yeah.
But if there is nothing I can do to change it, then yeah, I have to deal with it, and I have to do it the best I can,
Mm-hmm.
and wait for it to pass.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a good thing when you are in an unpleasant situation that nothing stays forever. Not the good things, but also not the bad things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is impermanent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good you raised that, because when we say stay with your discomfort, it doesn't mean accepting is not resigning. Oh dear.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not resigning. So it's just saying this is what it is right now. This is what it is right now. Okay. Thank you all for sharing. I'm curious to know how it went with the homework the last 2 weeks, because we haven't seen each other for 2 weeks. So how did it go with the homework? You had the body scan. You had the mindful movements lying down, sitting with attention, so the sitting meditation that I sent, the audio that I sent to you guys on WhatsApp. How did it go with these ones? So the body scan, the mindful movements lying down, and the sitting meditation.
I did the mindful movements with my husband. It was nice. I think it's nice to do that. And the other meditations, the one I do is a sitting meditation, and I stick to that one because that one is I've tried several things and I stopped doing a lot of things, but the one that I'm doing with the 10-minute meditation every day, that's the one I keep on doing it. So I don't want to change it because I am worried that if I add to my daily routine like an extra half an hour, I will not be consistent.
Okay, so you say you've been doing the sitting meditation.
Yeah.
And you also did the mindful movements with your husband.
Yeah.
And the body scan?
There is a body scan in the 10-minute meditation.
I mean the longer body scan.
I haven't done that.
Okay, all right. And the sitting meditation, that's going well.
Yeah.
How did it go with the meditations?
Yeah, I've been doing the body scans. I did the 10-minute sitting with the breath, but I did that lying down. I did that a couple times, and I do some of the exercises that I saw on that, but I didn't do all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how is it going?
I like doing the exercises. I wasn't as consistent with the body scan as I was the previous weeks. So yeah, I have to be more consistent with that.
Okay.
I did everything apart from the sitting meditation. But I still struggle with the body scan, because when I start with it, I do it normally before, in bed, before falling asleep. And well, I don't know, maybe it's because of the school break that, it's like a little bit of this, you didn't have to do anything, you didn't have to do this or that or that, or no screen time, no laptop, no Teams, no messages, pop-ups, ad hoc things. Maybe the body also gave in, and somewhere in the middle of the body scan, I fell asleep. So, so it was half completed, if you think of that way. But I took it as a good sign that, okay, my body relaxes, and that it does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
I was not doing it in the middle of the day or in the morning, because it's just simply. But we were going for a walk with my husband, and we were really in the moment, observing, I don't know, birds, nature, leaves, clouds, little flowers that start to pop up right now. So that was really like in the moment and present and aware. So that was really nice. And I noticed when I was brushing now when I brush my teeth, I do it longer because I am aware about what I do, which part of my gebied, I call it which part of your mouth you went through. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm more aware, but it takes me longer because now I really actually pay attention that I do it. Yeah, I did it properly in the past as well. I think for this, like, now I do it extra long. So that was also funny.
Wait until the baby comes.
Oh yeah.
You're going to have to cut that in half.
Be happy that you brushed your teeth at all.
Well, if you only have one, still manageable.
Yeah, true.
True. Enjoy the first one.
Yeah. Enjoy the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember.
It sounds like a threat.
No, don't wait too long. If you want more than one, don't wait too long.
Yeah, that's true.
For the next one.
And does someone else want to share something about the homework?
There was a table in the files with the things that you were happy about and about that you were frustrated or upset. I should say that, well, I didn't really fill it in, but I was,
You registered it.
I registered it for myself, but maybe it's because of the school break.
But with that one, we're going to talk about, I intentionally left it up because we're going to talk about it later.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So the unpleasant event.
Yeah, I have to leave, unfortunately. So, but I will say that because of the school break, probably there were a little less frustrations and less negative things or emotions that I had to register. So that was good, because that's actually that, a little bit of rest, a little bit of slowing down, actually does a lot to you physically, but also emotionally. So that was my lesson from it. Not lesson, but experience.
Yeah. Okay. So you experienced less stress.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that is the reason why you ladies you found it difficult to concentrate today during the meditation. for your own reasons, of course. But for me, it was the case the previous times. And now maybe because of the stress, because the mind calmed down a little bit, the thoughts went away, then it worked out somehow, even for a little bit, but I still appreciated it.
Yeah. All right. Did anyone do the walking one, the walking homework? Yes, walking with attention, like when we walk. Okay. All right. Each week we get different homework. It's more or less the same, of course. So, Isabel, you don't have to keep up with all the homeworks from all the previous weeks. You can just focus on the one that you have that week, for example. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't. So, I mean, the time is what it is, and I have to decide how to spend it, and I don't have more time for this than the one I already allocate now. So I'm not gonna, I don't want to go into an imbalance because of this. So I'm not gonna do that, I think.
You're not going to do what?
Like to regularly spend half an hour a day in meditation or something like that.
Okay.
I don't think it would work for me.
All right, that's fine. But you also don't have to keep up with all the previous ones as well.
Okay.
So each week you get 2 or 3 new things or
Yeah.
4 new things. And then, yeah, it would be great if you could see how or where you can fit it into your routine.
Yeah.
So just replace the old ones with the new ones, let's say.
Yes, but they're more or less the same because every week there's a meditation, for example.
I'm doing another course during the weekend with homework as well.
Yeah.
So now I don't think I can fit anything more in my life.
But you did say you are fitting in some
Yeah,
of
I am.
the exercises
I am.
into your
Yes, I am.
your daily routine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can continue doing that.
Yeah, that
would be great.
continue.
Yeah. All right. Now we're going to go to mindful movements, standing up. Yeah. So that's okay. All right. Bye. Okay, so we're going to do some mindful movements, standing up. Too intense. We're just going to start by standing up. You can separate your feet a little bit, hip width. Your arms on the side. And just feel what it's like to stand. What does it feel like? Try to feel your weight on your feet. What does that feel like? Then slowly Without moving your feet, move your body forwards and backwards like you're rocking yourself gently. Notice the muscles it takes to be able to keep yourself in balance. Notice your toes. As they tighten and release to try to keep you in balance. Come back to the center and stop. And feel the relief. And now we're going to raise our arms towards the front. Slowly be aware of the physical sensations. And when you point to the roof, you can hold it. Then you can let your arms fall down sideways, slowly. Notice any physical sensations, hot, cold, tingling. And feel the relief. Feel how your arms feel now, in comparison to how they felt before you raised them. They feel heavy, lighter. Perhaps your temperature, the temperature has changed. And now we're going to take our right arm and sideways, we're going to slowly raise it up towards the head. And then you can bend your arm at the elbows so that your hand touches your shoulder blades. And with your left arm, you hold your right elbow and you push your right elbow down towards your back so that you stretch your right arm. And release your left arm. Release your right arm. Gently down to the sides. And shake it off a little. And feel, what do you feel now in your right arm? In your left. Do they feel the same? Do they feel different to each other? Now we do the same with the left arm. We raise it up towards the head, slowly feeling the gravity up to your head. You hold it up. And then you bend your elbow so that your left arm goes between your shoulder blades. With your right hand, you grab your elbow and you push it down towards your back. Feel what it feels like on your sides, on your hips perhaps. And we release our right arm. Slowly release our left arm back to the sides. Shake it off a bit. And relief. What do you feel now in your arms? Now we're going to raise both arms to the front. We raise them towards the head. Then you hold them up, facing, pointing to the roof. And then we're going to turn sideways to the right. As far as is comfortable for you. Keep breathing. And then back up slowly, mindful of every movement and sensation. And we hold it up. Then slowly to the left. Keep breathing. Back up again to the center. And in front of, we take our arms down, frontwards. Slowly feeling the gravity. To the sides, and you can shake it off and feel the relief. Our next mindful movement is with the neck and the head. We're going to put our chin down towards the chest. Your right ear towards your right shoulder. Your head towards your back so that you kind of face up. Left ear towards the left shoulder. And then back, your chin back on your chest. And at your own pace, you keep rotating in this movement. And then you can bring your neck back to the center, your head back to the center. And observe what it feels like. Now we're going to do the same movement again, anti-clockwise. So chin down, left ear to the left shoulder, back of the head to the back, right ear to the right shoulder, chin to the chest, and you can continue at your own pace. And you can bring your neck and head back to the center. Still, and feel what that feels like in your neck, your head, your shoulders. Now we're going to put our hands on our hips or waist. You can open your legs a little bit, balance. And we're going to twist ourselves. So your upper body, you twist it to the side, left side, for example. And keep going as far as is comfortable to you. But even face the back if you can, if that's comfortable for you. Feel what that twist feels like on your back, perhaps. Knees. You can stretch it as far as is comfortable to you. And keep breathing. Okay, you can bring it back to the center. Feel what that feels like. Now we'll do the same movement in the other direction. Keep breathing. And bring it back to the center. Feel what that feels like. Our next movement, I'll invite you to put your hands down, legs closer to each other, but not closed. We're now going to slowly reach down and touch our toes. Slowly, so that you can feel all the sensations as you do this mindful movement. And go as far as is possible for you. You can slightly bend your knees if that helps. Notice how that feels like. Your upper thighs, your upper legs, your lower legs, your calves. Come back again, slowly up. There's now an interesting movement. You can adjust it if you want to. You can do it the way it is. But that is, we're going to stand with one leg and put both hands up above our heads. So only if it's possible and comfortable to you. And you stretch your hands. And release your hands and put your leg down. And we'll do the same with the other leg. Okay, arms up. Hold your hands together and the other leg up. Try to stretch as much as you can. Stretch your torso. Lift your leg even higher if you can. And release. Take it off. And feel. What do you feel now in your body? We can now take our seats. Okay, so we're now going to do, we're now going to do a short reflection on the unpleasant experience. That was homework to note if you come across an unpleasant experience, and then to notice what were your thoughts, your feelings, and your physical sensations. So we'll just take 1 minute or so to try to think back to an unpleasant experience you may have had in the last 2 weeks. So we can close our eyes. We're now going to visualize the unpleasant experience you may have experienced. Where were you? Who were you with? What time of day was it? What happened? What were your thoughts as this happened? Your emotions? Your physical sensations? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to write it down like we did last time. Not this one. Did you guys know we have a storage room where we can collect stationery
Yes.
at the big building? Found out 2 weeks ago. So we did the triangle of awareness the last time, but then it was for pleasant experiences. So today we'll focus on unpleasant experiences, the ones you just visualized. And we will write down some of the thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations you went through. So let's start by sharing the experiences. Who would like to start?
You want me to share the actual experience?
If you're comfortable.
Yeah, I had the flu last week, and I had a lot of muscle aches, and I that was very scary for me and unpleasant because I've had it in the past. Had really bad back pain in the past, and I felt that. So that's the experience that I was thinking about.
Okay.
It was very short, actually. It was only a couple hours that I felt like that. But yeah,
It was because you were sick for a couple of days.
I was sick for many days, but actually only on the first day did I have that intense back pain.
Okay. Okay. Now, would you like to share an unpleasant experience?
Yeah, it's a bit basic. It was the beginning of last week. I took the dogs out and it was windy and
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
Really? We are
Okay.
booked here until 11:30.
No, I have it last schedule.
oh,
We're also scheduled, so it must be a mistake.
Okay, yeah.
shall we move? We can move to a project room.
Yeah, we can. This is 180. Yeah.
Maybe call her on Teams.
It's 190. Our schedule says 190.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
You were sharing your unpleasant.
I was walking dogs and it was windy and it was raining and it was cold and I was like, this is very unpleasant.
Okay. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, I have more, but I think that's the one I thought of.
All right. Okay, then we'll work with these ones. So we're going to do the popcorn method, where you just pop. So we'll start with thoughts. If you can share, what thoughts did you guys have during the unpleasant experience?
Is it unpleasant?
Okay.
I mean, for me, I had the feeling that, oh no, this is starting again. Like my back problems are starting again.
Okay.
And I also had the thought, maybe it's a thought feeling, like I blame myself. So I was blaming myself, like, oh my gosh, I just did this to myself again because I didn't go to the gym enough. Which is true. Like I have to go to the gym twice a week, or else if I don't go to the gym, I start to feel my back acts out. So then I blame myself, like I'm working myself too hard, therefore I don't have enough time to go to the gym.
Okay.
Therefore, what am I doing to myself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, why is it raining all the time?
Yeah.
Why can't it be sunny or stop raining for an hour so I can go out without the rain?
Oh yeah. So it was that for that specific day.
Yeah. Why? Well, but it's a question like, why is this happening?
Okay. Okay, we can always, if you come up with more thoughts, we can always come back. So for now, let's do the feelings. What were you feeling?
Frustrated. Fearful.
Anger. Like there's nothing you can do.
Helpless.
Helpless. Yes.
So sadness.
Perhaps feelings of somberness. Mm, I guess blame is also a feeling, right? Okay, we can always come back if you think more. The physical sensations, what did you experience?
Pain. Stiffness.
Cold.
Wet.
Wet. Especially in my face and my hands.
Yeah.
Tension.
Tears? Did anyone cry? Not
I
really.
didn't.
Okay. Sometimes you can have a frown on the face, perhaps. Anybody?
I did have frowns.
Anything with the breath? That maybe you started breathing fast or something like that. More or less that. Okay. Okay, so what do you guys observe from this triangle of awareness?
It's negative, but that's normal.
Was an unpleasant experience,
Yes.
so could it be true that the one influences the other?
It's true. Because like this was my initial way of feeling and thinking, like why, and this is horrible. But then I walked for a while with the dogs and I wasn't as cold. And yes, it was wet, but I thought, well, never mind. And then it went away. And then I came back home and I could put warm clothes and I had tea and I was like, okay, this is nice again. So yeah. So when I started thinking, okay, it's not the end of the world, you will walk the dogs, it's going to be okay, you're getting warmer, you'll be fine in a few minutes. It was good. Even when I was in the rain, in the wind, in the cold. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know for you, if because it's more difficult, I guess, your situation to influence with your thoughts.
No, so is the question, how did I come out of it?
No, the
Or
question is, did you notice how the one affects the other?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, the pain led to the thoughts and they go back and forth, the thoughts and the feelings. Yeah.
Yeah, so the pain, so in your case, you had physical pain, and it led to the thoughts, oh no, not again. What have I done to myself? And then those thoughts, would you say they also led to the emotions?
Yeah.
In your situation as well, Isabel, or slightly different?
No, it's also because I was like, why is it raining the whole day? Why can't it stop for at least an hour so I can go out? Like this is very unfair, and it's not unfair. It just is, right? It's you making the whole story in your head.
So you're bringing us to a very interesting part of this conversation, and it's called the two arrows. Let me see if I can find the story quickly. Mindfulness. I hope it's in English. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you. The short of it. It's a Buddhist story about the second arrow. It is said the Buddha once asked a student, if a person is struck by an arrow, is it painful? If the person is struck by a second arrow, is it even more painful? He then went on to explain, in life, we cannot always control the first arrow. However, the second arrow is our reaction to the first. This second arrow is optional. This is sometimes interpreted as meaning that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. I'm not sure I would go this far. To my mind, there are clearly situations where to experience suffering is the only human response. However, it is true that our interpretation of events plays a large role in how we experience them, and that we do have a tendency to over-dramatize much of what happens to us. Let's say someone at home or work leaves a pile of dirty dishes on the bench. You notice it and have an immediate reaction of annoyance. So far, so good. But what often happens next is we think he or she is always leaving a mess for me to clean up. How many times have I said blah blah? They clearly don't care about me at all. Why am I always underappreciated? It would be even better had I not been born at all. ... Okay. That last piece, of course, is an exaggeration, yeah. But you guys understand the point that in life, we cannot avoid unpleasant situations all the time. They are part of life. Things happen that we don't like. People leave dirty dishes. People, they throw their cigarettes on the ground, all these things. So things like this happen. Sometimes you miss the bus by, 30 seconds. It's unpleasant. So that's the first arrow. That's the first arrow that they say that's the pain, that's the situation. In your case, that's being sick. That's the first arrow in your situation. I would say the weather. The weather. Yeah, that's the first arrow. So these things you could not have avoided to some extent. And then the second arrow is when you start to the reaction that you choose. So, for example, the thoughts that you choose, oh, I did this to myself. Oh, why is it always like this? Why is this happening to me? So then we start to ruminate or to have these feelings and thoughts that constantly come back. It's always like this in my life. Why does this always happen to me? I never find a good man, things like that. And that's the second arrow, and that's the optional one. And there was another example about children. When children are sick, they're sick, okay? And then they go to sleep, they wake up, they play, they go to sleep, they wake up, they play, they go to sleep. They don't ruminate about, I'm sick again. Oh, I don't like this. They simply accept the sickness is there, but they move on with their lives. They keep playing, they keep sleeping, they keep doing whatever they can within that state of health. And whereas sometimes as adults, we give ourselves the second arrow, which is the suffering, which is the reaction that we choose. Does anyone want to add or react to that?
The course I'm doing is about well, I've never thought what the course is about. It's called Transformational Keys, and it's about thinking about the patterns that you have in your life that are not very constructive to what you want to achieve now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the parts is to realize that others cannot make you angry, for example, or sad or fearful. You do that yourself. So when you say, oh, you are being annoying, that's actually wrong, because it's you who are interpreting or who are making a whole story about what the other person is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take accountability for how you feel, because it's you who makes that decision. Sometimes you don't have any other choice because of the experiences you have lived in your life, and then you have to work on those. But it's always you who are 100% responsible about those feelings, and also the positive ones. It's also you.
Yeah.
And I think this is in the same line.
Definitely. Yeah, I think so too. There was our natural reactions as humans is fight, flight, or freeze. So those are automatic reactions. And why we practice mindfulness is so that we're more aware of how we react, so we can choose to react instead of going into the automatic already.
And we have a fourth automatic reaction when we are children, which we forget: connect.
Okay.
When you are a child and you are something stressful is happening to you, you ask for help to your caregiver.
Mm.
And when we are adults, we forget.
Mm.
When you are very stressed, you can always go to someone that you know cares about you and share that with that person.
Yeah.
And that should also be an automatic reaction, but it's not when we become adults.
Yeah.
But it's there when we're children.
When we're children.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. So don't forget that.
Yeah.
I had forgotten completely. But now sometimes when you are really stressed, it's easier if it's with a colleague. You go to the colleague and you say, well, this is causing me a lot of stress. I don't know how to deal with it. Just be open. And it helps already a lot.
Yeah.
And it creates a deeper connection also with the other person.
True. Yeah. So that's a positive natural response.
Yeah.
Natural response.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we go back to the fight, flight, or freeze, those responses, we inherited them from our forefathers way back in time. Way back in time in the Stone Age, for example, if you were being attacked by a bear, then flight was a very good response to have. Or if an enemy was trying to steal your food, then fight was also a good response to have. But now in the 21st century, it's a bit over the top. So with mindfulness, we try to learn, okay, this is an unpleasant situation has happened. So the first arrow has happened. What am I feeling? Okay, I'm feeling annoyance. I'm feeling agitated. I'm feeling this. What are my thoughts? My thoughts are, I don't like this. I want this to go away. What are my emotions? My emotions are this. So you look at the whole triangle of awareness in that moment for yourself. And then you choose a reaction. So instead of having the automatic response of, how many times should I say this? Or, oh, not again. Or I'm so underappreciated here. Those are the natural ones. Then you can actually take time to choose a response. So just like when we did the meditation today, we talked about notice the patterns in your life when unpleasant things happen. Is aversion the normal natural response for you? Is acceptance the normal natural response for you? And then you can choose. You can choose something else consciously when unpleasant things happen, because unfortunately they do happen sometimes. There's a nice poem called The Guest House. It's also in your readers. It goes like this. This, being human, is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. It's a poem called The Guest House from Barks, 1997. Okay. So looks like we're going to finish early today. We are not going to take a break. We have 10 minutes left to discuss the homework and then to wrap it up. So the homework for next week. Do you guys have your folders? Yes.
I got mine.
Okay. We'll read it here from me. So now this is for you. Okay, so following session 4, we have 3 homework pieces. The first one is sitting meditation and mindful movement standing. If you can, please try to alternate. The sitting meditation, I will send you the longer version because you guys now have the shorter version. 3-minute breathing space and becoming aware of your automatic stress reactions.
What is the 3-minute breathing space?
That's a 3-minute meditation. I will send it to you.
Okay.
We're actually going to close off with this 3-minute meditation. So these are the homeworks this is the homework for this week. And then you can see you have a logbook or home practice record form. You can write down your experiences. And on the next page, there's the stress calendar where you can write down, being aware of your automatic stress reactions. So that's the homework for this week. Yeah. What page is it?
52.
But you could also get the
I got one of these, but I don't know if I got the material for last.
For last week, you
week.
don't have it.
Yeah, no, because I
So-
wasn't here.
Do you want me to give it to you now? Or
You can just
I
email
can-
it to me, that's fine.
Okay. You actually do have session 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you gave it on the second session, then I
Yes.
have it.
Then you
Yeah.
have it, yes. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. We're going to close with a 3-minute meditation. Going to set the timer. This is actually a meditation that okay. This is a meditation that you can do anytime, anywhere, even in the bus. It's just basically a meditation where you, for 3 minutes, you focus on the triangle of awareness. So you just check in with yourself, basically. You could do it when you wake up in the morning, or when you sit in the bus, or when you enter a classroom before you teach, whatever. It's up to you. We'll start by bringing our awareness to the breath. Wherever you feel it most vividly. Could be in your stomach or your chest, perhaps your shoulders, back, shoulder blades. Maybe your nostrils. Bring your attention to your breath. And next, I invite you to bring your attention to the physical sensations of sitting down. Notice how your buttocks make contact with the chair. Your feet making contact with the ground. Your back leaning the chair. And we come back to our breath for the last few seconds. And when you're ready, you can move and open your eyes. The minutes went by so quickly. I didn't manage to go through the whole thing.
Oh.
I need to work on that one. I looked and I saw 25 seconds. I was like, what? But yeah, we're done. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. So we have after this 4 more sessions or